the thought that I was wondering how to do the work on the thought that came in for me was he might be mad at me. So my son was acting weird on our trip in Hawaii, and I was like, "What's wrong?" And he wouldn't tell me. He's just kind of shut down. And so that night I was like, "Is he mad at me? He might be mad at me." And so I was trying to find the thought that was stressing me out. And it wasn't. It was like I'm trying to like. So would I do the work on like my son might be mad at me, or I don't know what he's mad about. Like I didn't know where to go with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew that I was stressed out about it, and I knew that it was bothering me, but I couldn't quite grasp um, what to take into the questioning.
Sure, yeah, I've had that experience. It is actually a fairly common thing to have where you're like, I'm not really sure if he's mad at me, and then but the stressful thought is the stress is still there. So what is the stressful thought? And there are really two ways to go about it. One way, which I've done many times, and I trust it. I trust the stressful thoughts as they come out, and I would just write down, he might be mad at me, and do the work on that. Even though it's not like 100% sure, just the thought that he might be mad at me can be stressing me out. And how do I react when I think he might be mad at me? And who would I be without the thought if I didn't think he might, if I wasn't thinking he might be mad at me, and turn it around. He might not be mad at me, So it works as an inquiry. It works quite well, and that's one approach. The other approach would be to um, like the fear in this is that he actually is mad at me. So you can go to the worst case scenario, even though you don't know for sure that it's true. And you can imagine, or it's not too hard to imagine, that he actually is mad at you. And so then you can just take it directly on that fear and go, okay, he is mad at me. Is it true? And then how do you react? And who would you be without the thought he is mad at me? And it's because you're believing that he's mad at you. You don't even know for sure if he's mad at you, but you're believing he's mad at you. And so you can question your belief, which is he's mad at me. So that's also a very effective way of doing that. And then you can turn it around. He's not mad at me. I'm mad at me. I'm mad at him. And find your examples. And it's just another, what you're doing in that particular case is you're looking at your particular belief and what you're thinking. And it's really the fear in there that he is that way, but there's a part of you that's believing it. And so if there's a part of me believing it, I can do the work on that. But both are fine. I've done both ways, and they work. I'd say almost equally well. It's just a matter of try one and see how it goes. Yeah.
So if I took it from the fear standpoint and did he's mad at me, so I'd like to go a little deeper into like so you're saying that there's a part of me that believes that. It's like I would say I'm afraid of that. So I get that
Hmm.
fear. When I would question it, would I kind of like step into like okay, like imagining that that is happening?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You would almost have to be. You almost have to create the situation that wasn't quite fully apparent. You're like, he might be mad at me. That's the reality. He might be mad at me. But just step in a little closer to, let's just imagine this, because I'm sort of leaning in this direction anyway. Let's just imagine, let's just pretend that he is mad at me, um, and see, like the fear is there. So there's enough of me that's already thinking that. So then let's just go all in and imagine that. Um,
I see.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think now that we're talking about it, I think the a big part of the stress was trying to push away the fear and like going back and forth between well, you don't know if he's mad at you, and then like, but what if he is, right? And so I can see the value in just going in to one side or the other, and
Yeah. That little part that says, but what if he is? That's the part that you can just listen to its thoughts and question its thought, which is, he's mad at me.
mm,
And so, I always say there's different parts of us inside. I sometimes say the stuck part and the wise part, but here it's like there's a fearful part that's saying, yeah, he really is. What if he is? Like that's the part that's believing, even though it's not proven, but it's kind of believing that he is mad at me. So I'm going to take that and actually question it and give it time and let it be expressed, and then questioned and maybe turned around as well.
thank you.